they went really fast those 10 years. Looking back a year later, unfortunately, often to just discover that findings are still there, which is obviously a shame, because the findings that we would report would, there was a reason why we would report those, because essentially there are risks out there, and then these risks are mitigated by certain actions. But our belief was that because there were applications out there, there were different solutions on the market, but nonetheless we didn't really see a lot of those implemented.
So tell me about this restaurant and the bottle of Pinot. I think that's cool.
Yeah, so the Pinot story. Well, I guess you deciding on quitting your actually very comfortable job and starting becoming an entrepreneur without no safety net. It's at least for me, it wasn't an easy decision. And also, I'm a son of a father that has been working his whole life in the bank industry. So we have to be well,
conservative.
Yeah, exactly.
Or stability is something that
be a bit conservative, but Jacob and I had been going back and forth this idea of starting the company and how it should be structured, and it was it was a big decision for both Jacob and I. But there was just this one day we went to Bistro 35, which is like a French nice restaurant in Aarhus, and we asked the owner if we could maybe go in the. He had like this. It was like a room. What's it called? Like a room behind the restaurant, which is not used for serving. So we got a table in there, and we asked if we could have a bottle of Pinot. And when we finished that bottle, we shook hands and knew that we are going for it. And that was basically it. So that has been following us ever since. If we were drinking wine, it has to be Pinot. And not too many years ago, we were celebrating in Impero, and we actually went back to Bistro 35 and asked if we could have the room, the same room, which was a really nice evening.
They should put a little plaque on the table.
Impero founded here. Yeah.
Like when we had our first employee, basically, that was sort of a big thing for me, and I always had this, that these people are actually, spending more time with us than with their family, so it better be good, right? To me, that has always been super important.
What's that feeling like as a founder?
Humbled, privileged, and also I was always modest, I think. Instead of celebrating, I was more concerned with okay, now we actually have to fulfill this obligation, right? And especially working in product, I always thought, and I still think that the product is not done yet. We need to do these new features, right? But yeah, I mean, it was I think getting Maersk, Danish Maersk, on board was a really big achievement. I recall Kasper from Maersk that time. He wrote to us saying that, well, I mean, they were actually right now spending a lot of time in group controlling on various compliance tasks, and they every year they had the auditor come to Esplanade in Copenhagen with these trolleys to take out all the documentation they needed for doing their audit. And they said, well, we are looking for an application, but we actually have some, we have some concerns with what we've seen and so on. And we, at that time, our solution definitely would not fit what they were looking for. And I knew that, and I told them, well, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I think it would be super interesting, but we need to develop these additional things in order to be able to meet you. And we also don't want to develop something that is not in line with what we're doing. So, but anyway, we went back to the drawing board, and then they were really happy with what they saw. Yeah, that was really cool. Also, going to Wolfsburg, Germany, visiting Volkswagen. That was a bit nerve-wracking at the time, but they weren't. They weren't our customers at that time. But I mean, one of the world's biggest companies. Yeah, that's a bit crazy, actually. I'm super proud of what we've achieved, and I know that it has been a team effort. I'm super happy that the first employee is still here. I guess you could say I'm proud, and again humbled.